Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 33 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and today we have, same as always, our players. We have Frank, Kyle, Mac, Josh, Abby, and Krista. Now, I think we're ready to jump back into things. We left it, a nice, calm night. Everything was fine and relaxing. But I will give us a quick recap of what happened, and then I think we're ready to go. Last session, you guys were in the town of Laminder Field, where you had kind of joined the party for a funeral for the late chief, Hersherson. Right after the burning of his body, his wife is like, "I'm the chief now," and everyone's like, "All right." And I'm getting married tomorrow. And everyone's like, okay. And then a huge party breaks out. Gorbjorn and Tordrek, life of the party, living certainly their best lives. And either going home with a friend or not going home at all and just partying until one can physically not party anymore. Nanna and Saga kind of hang out together for a little bit where Nanna tries to communicate with Golveg and hears nothing. Continuing the pattern. That night, Fen is given a note from the very intoxicated bartender that says that there is a job available for a delivery in town, but only a full-blooded elf can do this job. And he's like, weird, but okay. It's good pay. You guys got 100 gold for accomplishing that job. Also, during the party, Roshan may have gotten sticky fingers and stolen some sort of unknown tincture from a man who was, just trying to get his drug on or whatever. Just trying to have a good time at the party. And the next day, you all come back in various levels of hungover from not to very. You go through with your mission of picking up the item for the new chief, Freyroon, and you deliver this beautiful, elven-looking box to her. They thank you for your service, pay you, and you go about your business. You decide to not stay for the wedding and instead go on to continue your mission, which was to head towards a place called the Reach. And the Reach is is Gorbjorn's tribe's original home. And you guys were going to go check it out because something doesn't feel right. You all make your way into the wood when you make your detour. And as you go deeper into the woods, you realize that it's just incredibly quiet. The thing is, Gorbjorn, you would know that by this point, if there was a group of people traveling in this wood, they would have been spotted, and certainly attacked. And there has not been a sound. And by no sounds, no animals either. There is just quiet here, an unnerving quiet as all of you sit around the fire that night, the night before you make your way to the Reach. And that is where we are going to start. I wanted to ask if there is anything anybody wanted to do the night before. And you're perfectly welcome to be like, nope, I'm just going to sleep awful. And that's perfectly fine. But if there's anything you guys wanted to do preparation-wise, if you wanted to talk about anything, certainly have at it.
Being scared out of my fucking mind. Don't care who sees or whatever, just grabbing a fear beer.
Oh. Alright, nerds.
Gorbjorn, what are you doing?
Somewhat sipping already from the bowl, just medicine.
Isn't that the bowl from the temple of Odin?
Yeah. Just...
The one that we had horrific experiential nightmares from.
Makes me stronger. So I can face my fight.
You watch as his pupils just kind of start to go just blown wide.
You alright there, buddy?
Gorbjorn, you end up sort of like slinking kind of back and like kind of moving back onto your bedroll, and I will describe what you see in a moment. You all watch
tuck Gorbjorn in, like, I don't know if he's gonna be okay, but alright!
You put a blanket on him, you're like, good luck, man.
I don't know what to do for him otherwise at this point. He's already drunk it.
I think being so unnerved by the quiet of the surrounding area that Roshan would definitely be putting up the little tiny hut.
Okay.
Just for safety's sake.
You're like, yeah, today sounds about right. And you
That
are welcome
seems wise.
to tiny hut it up, and right before you guys go to bed to feel more secure. Yeah, perfectly fine.
Torjik's gonna pray.
Anna
Gotcha.
will do that as well, because, like, we need all the help we can get, even if Kolvik isn't taking my calls.
Yeah, anybody who wants to pray, you can go ahead and give me some religion rolls.
My dice.
You got a lot of gods in the party.
Isn't that a thing that we need to play D&D?
I mean-
I've heard.
I guess it depends.
16.
Maybe.
Ooh.
13.
8.
Nana, you can make your own assumption.
I sure can. The pattern's been reliable so far. It continues to be.
There is no reply from your god, and it is quiet as it had been. Quiet as the wood. There is nothing. There's not, just like a feeling of content or support. There is nothing.
That's fine. I'll just go talk to Ave. I'll get just as much of a response. It's fine.
That's really sad.
Yes, it is. That's where Nana's at.
You're like, God is dead. My brother's dead. Everyone's dead.
It's
Grumpy
fine.
by a corpse.
It's fine.
Saga, did you roll?
Yes, I rolled a 13.
13. Okay. Saga, it's just one of those days where it's like, you know that Lady Sater's always with you, but it's not like she's talking or anything, but you're like, yeah, shouldn't talk all the time.
I think I need to make more symbols because I almost gave them all away and she's probably mad because I'm, well, maybe not mad, but I should make some more. I'll look for some more rocks.
Yeah.
Saga, I would appreciate a replacement symbol.
Oh, what happened to yours?
I mean, you took it and gave it to somebody else, and you said you would make me a new one.
Oh, did I? I am so sorry. Okay, I will do that right now. Do you want like do you want it to like be a color, or do you want it to be like a shape or something?
Whatever you feel.
Okay. Okay.
She's had a lot on her plate these last few weeks, between armor and clothes and hair and...
Saga, go ahead and roll me perception to see what kind of rocks we got. I'm currently not in a position to take anything from you.
Yeah,
so-
I was gonna say I'm out of fails, so it'll go well. Wait, I forget. I always forget that I'm like incredibly perceptive. 21.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Tell me what rock you want to find.
Well, I'd like to find preferably a black rock because then it'll match his outfit. And then maybe if I could get one that's like kind of curved, like almost like a little moon, I think that would look really cute.
Yeah, I think that is pretty doable. And you're like, you find this perfect rock, the rock of your dreams for making a necklace for Roshan.
Oh, amazing. All right, I'll get right to work.
Yeah, I won't have you roll to make it because I just feel like at this point you've made so many Lady Satyr symbols that it's just in your nature, just like boom, 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 easy as pie. Put a string on it.
Yep.
Anybody else have anything you want to do tonight?
And would just like to check in on Nana. Nana, are you all right? Are you still having the concerns about your dream. You seem down, and I just wanted to make sure that you're still with us.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm all right. These have been some disquieting few days. That's all. I don't know. We don't know what we're going to find in the Reach. I don't want to anticipate anything specific.
Are you having second thoughts about our decision to come here?
No, certainly not.
Right.
Gorbjorn needs us. He deserves our help.
I agree. I want to be certain that you're ready for whatever we might face, and not distracted.
Ready is, I suppose, a matter of perspective, but not distracted is certainly what I will be. You know me, eyes front.
Let me know what I can do to help. If it's even taking the position so that you need not have your eyes front. Whatever it is, just keep yourself safe. We're normally depending on you, but you can depend on us as well.
I know. Thank you, Fen. You've all proven that more times than I can count.
All right. Very well. If there's anything wrong, if there's anything I can help with, let me know.
I will. Thanks again.
Okay. I'm going to go over to Tordrick for a moment. Tordrick, the whole setup. You set up and you pray, as you normally do. And there is that unnerving feeling from just the quiet, and it is very reminiscent to the valley. Just that unsettling, just lack of life in this area is just what it feels like. Just that you seem incredibly alone. And as you pray and look for guidance, you hear a soft woman's voice. Be careful. And it sounds very far and distant. You recognize it as a voice of your god, but it is a soft warning from very far away.
He whispers back quietly in a mumble, "Thank you." And feels confident that the connection is there with his gods, even though he seems to be a faraway connection right now. And he will get up once he's finished and make sure everybody's doing okay and help anybody that needs help with whatever needs to be done with camp.
Yeah.
Whether it be take a position in the quarry of watching over the evening or whatever. He's there for whoever needs it.
Okay. You help with camp. You make sure that the fire seems strong. You kind of figure out the perimeter where the bubble is. You know that you're where you're fully encapsulated and safe. And kind of sounds like you want to at least take first watch and be just at the ready.
Yeah,
with whoever feels like joining in. Things start to wind down a bit. Gorbjorn. You lay down, and it's instantly like falling. Just a dream of falling, but you don't wake up at the jump. It is just a constant fall into darkness. As your vision of the trees above you blurs out until you can't see anything. It's more than likely, you closed your eyelids, your eyes are closed, but in the moment, it is just sinking deep into the earth. And you're standing somewhere. You can feel that there's water beneath your feet. It seems pretty shallow. And you're still laying down. And you can hear footsteps in the water. And they're not startling, but they come for you head on. These steps walk forward very calmly, very slowly. and you see a hand reach out. A hand reaches out for you, offering to help you up.
I grab it.
You take the hand, and the hand grips yours. And that's when you feel the burn across your back. And your face is pushed against the water. And then you feel another burn, and you can't raise your arms. You feel as just each hit of this like intense heat on your back, and you look to the side and realize it is burning ropes binding you in place. You are stuck. And you can feel multitudes of eyes around you. That it was, a way to put it is if it were a hunting party that had followed you to this place. And a trustworthy hand was given to you. And it was used against you, and you are pinned. And you are stuck. And the hand pulls away from you, and as you try to get free, it seems impossible. You cannot get up. And then you're completely alone. There's no reason to hunt you anymore if you're stuck.
Did I just get like broggied? Like,
Hello? You're like, raise his hand. Pardon me. This sounds like some baloney. Yeah, that is your fear beer experience as you fully drift off into sleep that night. And it's one of those horrible dreams where you are just stuck in this position for an incredibly long time, it feels like. Just like there is the thought, maybe this isn't even a dream or a fear or anything, and this is just what it is now. Just being stuck.
probably for what seems like eternity, I'd just be like shouting out the party's names like randomly.
Yeah. From the outside, you guys can see Gorbjorn looking very uncomfortable and murmuring, but nothing to the extent of how he is yelling inside of his head. Gorbjorn will not be much of an assistance to you for watch tonight, but there's plenty of you, and you have a bubble. So, Nanna, was that a raise of the hand for wanting something?
It was, yes. I wanted to just, for a while, she's pretty sure Gorbjorn's gonna be not exactly comfortable all night long, no matter what anybody else does, but she's going to kind of like post up next to him for a while and try to kind of like just sort of adjust his blankets, adjust his pillow, try and kind of like make him as comfortable as she's able to. Do what she can for him. You know, not much when it's all up in there, but, you know.
Saga, if she sees her doing that, Saga will go over and try to mold the earth under him to make it a little more flat so he's not laying on a rock or something. Try to help out.
Yeah.
Get out of here, rocks.
So that's the worst when
Yeah.
camping.
Rocks.
Yeah, like right
The
in the back.
worst.
Oh,
He's
Right,
fully
like-
set up only where rocks are. It is just a pile of rocks he's laying on.
No wonder his back is burning in his dream.
He's like, ow. And you guys are like, wow, he's just laying on all these rocks. Is he okay?
Ouch, me
this is the
bones.
problem. Yeah. We solved it.
You guys did
Hooray!
it. You
We
guys
did
figured
it.
it out.
Alright.
From who is here, it is easy enough for me to be like, you all take watch when you do. And I can very straightforward tell you it is still quiet during each watch. Not a sound. Not the sound of an animal stepping on a stick. It is just the sound of wind in the leaves, the sound of camp, the fire, the sound of people breathing. But besides that, nature provides no sound. It is just incredibly quiet and still.
What's the weather like, out of curiosity? Is it cloudy, clear skies, anything?
It's hard to tell because you guys are in the middle of the wood, but it's not raining or anything. So if you had to guess just by kind of like looking up, it seems like a pretty clear night.
All right.
Just quiet. So the next morning, Gorbjorn, you wake up with, it's not even a start. It is just the ache of being bound for so long. Like, you open your eyes and it's almost shocking to be outside and not tied to the ground. It's like, they're just like, oh.
Probably like instinctively like weirded out, like, whoa, I can move again. Like,
Look at this shit, guys.
I got my arms. I'm fine. It's gonna be great.
You all wake up the next morning. Continued silence of the world around you. You don't even hear, like, from above the trees any birds. It is just nothing. You set up. You have breakfast. If anybody, I think the only person who could do any spell changing currently is Tordrek. If there's anything you wanted to pick this morning, that is, this is the time for you to do that. Is there anything you guys wanted to do before heading towards the Reach? You guys know that you'll make it there in a couple hours. You're very close. But if there's any conversation prior.
Tor just going to let Nana know that when he prayed, he heard from one of the goddesses, and let her know that we got a response from one of the gods to let her know that they're watching us, they're paying attention.
Oh,
I'm glad to know that.
So he's just like, it's basically like a one-on-one thing, or not like hey everybody type thing, but more of a,
yeah.
because she had brought it up, you know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad to know that. Thank you very much, Tordrick. Was there any specific advice?
Be careful. Good advice, I think.
Good, yes, although I suspect we were already planning on that.
It's good to be reminded.
That is true. Thank you.
Roshan will try for the first couple hours on our way to the Reach to look for any special green plants.
Yeah, go ahead and roll nature or perception. DC is 20.
No. 16.
Do I notice him looking for plants? Like, Roshan's really not interested in vegetation very often. Do I?
He's
just like
interested
you
in
look over,
vegetation
that-
every day.
Well,
Just looks over. Hey, that guy's into vegetation.
you're
I
not
would say-
you're not usually actively poking around in the shrubberies. Like,
I would say it's pretty obvious he's probably looking for something. I think that's hard to hide, being like, okay, all right, under this bush. No. But yeah, it looks like he's looking for something a little bit.
Roshan, are you looking for something in particular? I've got mushrooms and we've got some acorns, but we'd have to boil them before we eat them.
Just looking for some onset. Running low, and it should be
I'm not
okay.
sure what it looks like.
Large green flat leaves. The smaller ones are reddish, red stems.
All right. Single leaves, fan-like.
Large and leaf shaped.
That's not much to go on.
Wrinkly.
And the wrinkly. Okay, well that's something. That's not something you see very often. Usually happens to plants when they're somewhat dehydrated, but we've had quite a bit of rain, so I'll help you keep an eye out.
I'd appreciate it.
No problem. If there's anything you have any questions about, I'm not familiar much with onset, but But I know many of the plants in this forest. If you have questions on what they are or what their uses are, I might be able to help you with those.
Sure. I know most of the plants, but yeah, he'll if he sees anything he doesn't recognize, he'll point it out and ask.
Yeah. I'll say with Fenn's help, I'll give you advantage.
Well,
Well.
even worse that time.
Yeah.
Oh
I distracted him.
Are there any plants that taste like cake?
Saga's like, I'm in.
Yeah.
no! Suckle?
I'm not sure about plants that taste of cake. There's
Well, keep an eye out then.
honeysuckle, but that usually grows further south of here. It's got a sweet taste to it. I haven't seen any maple trees for some time, but their sap is very sweet as well.
Oh yeah, I know about that. And then if the honey one is anything like honey, that sounds pretty good. All right. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to explain what those look like, and then we'll figure it out, and we'll find some.
Hey, Fenn.
Hmm?
Do you poop them dig hole or dig hole them poop?
You dig the hole first.
Okay. I didn't.
Gorbjorn's like, I've been fucking it up this whole time.
She's just been burying it after the fact.
Like he's a cat. He's like,
like a
and
cat.
now I have to hide it.
What's the hole for? I don't know.
Saga's like, you guys are digging holes?
Saga, what?
Gorbjorn, literally, it feels like a death march. It is just so unsettling, and like in your vision, it is like being pursued when you know nobody is there. It is just the sense of being hunted by something far beyond sight, and you don't even know what it is or how to classify it, but it is just the sense of being vulnerable, of being prey, is what it feels like.
Probably got that pitted in the stomach kind of feeling from this. It's probably also why he pooped early, so then he doesn't shit his pants.
He's like, I gotta make sure I
Good
poop.
preparation.
Nobody knows how scared I am.
That's a smart boy right there.
Dordrick said, "Be careful."
Listen, I'm being extra careful. You guys make your way forward, and Gorbjorn, you know when you are at a spot where it's like it's up ahead. Like there is just that knowledge, just that innate knowledge of like it's here. You know that if you continue forward, you will start being like in sight of the reach.
Kind of getting close to it. My heartbeat's pounding like crazy. I can't hear anything from people like Gorbjorn. He kind of pause and leading and let people kind of go up ahead, and he's like, we are here.
Oh, already?
I don't know if I can move forward right now, but I must.
Is this gonna be like a fight?
I expect it to.
Oh, Saga cast mage armor.
Nana
describe,
will.
I'm sorry, Nana. Saga,
go
can you
ahead,
tell
go
me what
ahead.
your mage armor looks like? I'd love
I
to.
need to know this too.
Oh, I've never described it. Oh my. It's probably there's sort of like the heat waves that you see when you look across a hot football field. It's like that around me, but the heat waves, instead of just the wave, it's like a colorful underwater it's a mixture of those heat waves and then the way that light refracts underwater onto like a coral reef, but all over her body and just kind of glitters and glows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instantly a beautiful shiny coral. Yes, Nana. Sorry to interrupt you. I just
Oh, no.
I needed the image.
I completely agree with you. That was
Perfectly
was
necessary.
the right
I
decision.
needed it.
Yes, that was the right decision, DM. Thank you. Nana will step up alongside Gorbjorn and set a hand on, upper arm or about as high as she can reach, however high up that is.
Whatever comfortable.
Whatever's comfortable. And she'll just say, "We're right here with you, Gorbjorn. Every step of the way."
Look over, down actually.
Mm.
Like, thank you, Nana.
You've always been there for us. Our turn to return the favor.
And you are my pact. My pack. Not
Well,
same
I mean,
difference
I could
right now.
probably get Lady Satyr to give you some spells.
And I'm spell dealing today. Here is my question. Would you like to, at this point forward, start stealthing? Or is it like, get fucked, here we come?
No, I'm
what are you
scared
vibing
shitless. I want to stealth, please.
Yeah.
I think stealthing is the good place to start.
Nana, can you help with this?
I'll do what I can, yes, certainly. Yeah. Right, everyone? We're going in quiet. We're going in as a team. We must stick together, stay low. Only speak if you absolutely must. Place one foot before the other. Keep your balance, carefully, between your 2 feet. All right? We can do this.
Okay. Give me some stealth rolls.
22.
I meant, can you cast Pass Without Trace?
Oh.
I don't think I have Pass Without Trace, is the thing. I can check, but I don't believe I do. When did I have that? Why haven't I used it?
You casted it earlier when we
Yeah, I
were
think you have.
fighting Bosch.
Oh my
Boosh.
god!
The Boosh.
Mighty Boosh!
Yeah, that's what I remembered him by, Mighty Boosh.
It's been a very long day, but yes, I can do that. Boom, Pass Without Trace.
It's just
That's
like
the
this
thing now.
beautiful motivational speech, and Fen's just like, but also
And it's like
magic, and you're like, oh yeah,
the
yeah,
magic comes in the form of the,
Yes,
of the
I can do
inspirational
magic too.
speech. Yes, I do both the things.
Yeah,
roll.
everybody roll. You get to add 10 to that roll. So Gorbjorn,
should
good
do.
guy.
32.
Jesus.
I got a nat 20, so also 32.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
36.
I rolled badly, but it's an 18.
I don't have enough hands on the good side. You guys disappear into the foliage. Your footsteps are like the wind instead of the cracking of leaves and sticks. You all make your way forward. And you can see the reach before you. It is the opening of a cave. And you can see that the front entrance has been carved, the rock, to look like the opening of an animal's mouth. Large pointed teeth at the top, like stalactites, but very deliberate and pointed. You can also see that this is on the bottom as well, very strategically placed, more like a defense. I would love people who feel like they'd be more towards the front, give me perception checks. And if that's just a gaggle of you, that is fine. And I trust you to put yourself somewhere currently.
Got a 15.
21.
God damn. You're rolling
17.
good.
It was perception?
Yep.
14.
Can I look behind us?
Yeah, go ahead and look behind you. Roll a perception check,
Okay.
Saga.
I don't want us to get ambushed.
That's a good idea.
Mine's an 18.
Okay. Saga, you take a look back. And you feel pretty content.
Good.
You're like, okay, I think we're good. Anybody who got 15 and up in the perception check looking forward. All right. The three of you look forward and you can see that like very strategically placed behind like these teeth made of stone, you can see where defensive setups were, where there would be guards stationed, where there would be preparation if you guys, were trying to get in, and they are completely unmanned. The stations are still there, but there is nobody manning that.
Curious, but I'm stupid. I won't find anything. Yeah, I'll try to see if I can investigate if anything. Like, does it seem like anybody's been here in a long time or?
Yeah,
I mean,
like
like, Gorbjorn would know the Reach pretty darned well.
yeah, it's all relative. You can go ahead and roll investigation as you make your way closer and you get to like the opening of this mouth.
Like an 11.
You get to the entrance of the cave and you start sort of looking at like the defensive area. You can see that there's traffic present, but it is old. There is nothing that screams new to you, and there is a bit of a scent in the air coming from the cave, and it is unpleasant.
See, Gorbjorn, this is what happens when you don't dig the hole first.
They're all just shitting on the floor, just covering it up. There's just little mounds all over the place.
But we're already in hole, so why dig another hole?
This is why. Gorbjorn, I'm not having this conversation with you right now.
I thought we weren't supposed to talk.
The pep talk told me not to talk.
Unless necessary, and I have to agree with Saga in this case. Unless there's something immediately strategically relevant about this observation.
Well, stepping in it would be pretty gross.
Yeah, it smells like shit. Have you not noticed that?
No.
We can't hear you. You're whispering so quietly. Your mic didn't.
I did. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
The cave, just as the wood, quiet.
Does it smell like death?
What'd you roll again?
On what?
Perception?
On the perception.
21.
Oh, yeah. It is. I'm going to say it is the scent of decay.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I don't know if I would know that because of the current. Like, there's not just dead bodies laying around, right? Like,
You
Fang
would
be-
know what the scent of decay is. You
Okay.
I think the corrupted would smell like that.
all right, does it smell like the corrupted? Because again, we're probably not wandering around dead bodies very often. I'll leave it to the DM to decide whether or not I recognize this as the smell of decay.
I stick to my choice. It smells like rot.
Okay.
It is there is also a scent that does come with being corrupted, that is that familiar kind of rotting smell. So it's pretty faint at the entrance, but it is present.
It smells like death and decay in here. It smells like those things. I think we should all be on our guard. Is there Nana, is there anything you can do to stretch out your senses a bit? I can't hear you. You're whispering very well. Your stealth is astounding.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, give me a moment. Let me think.
I truly won't hold it against you. You do not have to whisper.
Wow.
The second you start
It's
not
for
whispering, I'm
Agnes.
just like, haha, they hear you.
We're starting ASMR D&D. It's a new hobby.
Yeah. Oh no.
Your experience. No, I'm kidding.
Please roll perception.
I need like 2 metal forks to clink together whenever like I hit something.
I love it. Okay. Nana is going to use
What the
primeval awareness. I get to determine whether or not there are aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead present within 1 mile or within up to 6 miles when in favored terrain.
Yes.
We're definitely walking into something bad. Nest, maybe, maybe not. Bunch of corrupted, probably. Can't say exactly what we're looking at or how many, but there is something here.
How much longer before we're going to need light?
Well, so long as the party members who can see in the dark lead. Those of us who cannot stay towards the middle. Perhaps we can go without light for a good ways unless we determine it's hindering us.
Gorbjorn, do you know your way around here?
I was young. I can remember maybe some, but I know there are caves bigger than I can see. So maybe at that point, we bring out the light.
Good plan.
Do you want to lead, or would you prefer I led?
I trust you, Fen, but I will be with you.
All right, very well.
I will be with you, just like, yes.
From the back.
I'm like saying like I'm helping him do his like everything.
Yeah. You all start to make your way inside, and then everybody is aware of the smell. It's also the smell of like kind of like stagnant wet air is also sort of the setup. It's just a unpleasant experience entering this cave. Near the entrance, where people can still see pretty well, you can already see the setups of what looks like maybe an armory, some dwellings, an area for training, and it all just looks like it was left. Like there are a few things taken and gone, but there's one point like at this training spot where next to this armory, if there is like a type of weapon, it's almost pretty much guaranteed to be right here. There are still present axes and swords and crossbows and arrows, and you can also see set up. It looks pretty untouched. You see like a ballista.
Well,
It's like nailed to the floor though, right?
Oh yeah, it's not moving anywhere, but there is a present ballista.
suppose if we bite off more than we can chew, we could lure it over here.
Well, if that's our plan, then let's load it now.
Is there like in the armory like any like pike or glaive or anything that's like longer so I don't have to get next to something?
Please God, don't make me go near something. I would say a pike and a glaive are present.
I'll take pike.
'Kay.
And I'll name him Tooth.
All right, Tooth, you got me, man.
Yeah. Fen, do you need arrows?
Yes. I'm gonna look through these and make sure I can find some that will work. If they're heavier than I'm used to, then I'll need to compensate for that. But definitely better to have some and not use them than the other way around.
Yeah, there's arrows, there's crossbow bolts. It's almost just like surprise, happy birthday, but it's in the middle of this horrible death-smelling cave. These things just sat here untouched for who knows how long currently. So if there's anything anybody in particular wanted to find, you can all tell by looking that it is not magically inclined weapons, that this kind of open armory is very much just like, if you got to grab something and run out and go stab somebody at the entrance of the cave, by all means, please go do that.
So no orc grenades.
Roshan, like, looking around. Orc grenades,
Already pooped.
No orc grenades present.
Is there any armor present?
I'm going to make a roll on that.
Probably going to be pretty tough to find something that fits any of us, except for
Gorbjorn.
Gorbjorn.
There are like larger pieces of leather armor that you can see in this area, but nothing more than that here.
I would like to look for, well, preferably Lady Cedar symbols, but I guess any other religious symbols would be interesting too.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me perception or investigation.
Oh, you know what I do.
You know me. I'm a perceptive lady.
Yes, I am. 22.
You look around, and you look over at the rocky wall, and you can see what looks like, you see at the bottom, there's like a wayward arrow that you think was shot, and you're like, And then you look up, and you can see there's a bit of a crack formed in the wall, and you can see there clear as day the Lady Satyr symbol.
Oh, Gorbjorn. Look it. Lady Satyr is with us. This is gonna be totally fine. Don't worry about it. We're good. This is great. Everything's perfect. Oh wow, this is so nice. I feel so much better. You should too.
Does your lady dwell in places like this?
Well, it's just obvious that we're in the right path. She just put that there because she didn't talk to me last night. She was probably very busy. So then she put this there to make us know that we're going the right way. What was that?
You can hear the soft echo of a sound coming from deeper in the cave.
Did it sound similar to things we've heard previously?
Nanna, I'll let you take this one. Go ahead and roll me intelligence with advantage.
Oh, good.
Yeah, go ahead and take
so. Oh God.
My better one is a 17.
Okay. There is something similar about it to what your worst case scenario mental thought was. It does not seem as strong and pointed. It is similar in sound, in the fact that it is breathy and it is not words. You do not think it is the woman with the pale face, but it is a similar sound.
Ben's gonna grab 2 spears and sling them over his back.
And while we're doing preparations, Nanna is just kind of going to, take a couple of torches out of her back and kind of, have them shoved into her belt so that they're easy access, and kind of, make sure that her flint is sort of,
quick draw
right in her boot. It's right there, it's ready to go. As soon as she knows she needs to light something on fire, she's there.
Speaking of torches, are there torches present? Are there any wall sconces?
There's nothing on the walls, but there are places where it's like a mount, like a stick holding a torch.
Okay. Are there... Specifically, I'm wondering, are there any hanging, chain, not a chandelier, but something that would be on the end of a chain hanging from the ceiling that would hold the light?
You would have to look in a building. You'd have to go into one of the houses. You see that they are all very small and not incredibly like super well crafted, but the
Okay.
ceiling here is the cave.
Okay.
So
Which I
from where you
imagine
are, no,
pretty tall.
you don't
Okay.
see
No, that's yeah. I was just wondering if there was anything that would be a that would fit that description. That's all.
And
So-
how many houses again? Sorry.
in this area near the front, you see about 10 small kind of house-ish units around you. All of
Roshan
the
is
doors open.
Roshan's going to grab a small rock and put it in his pocket and cast light on it. So just in case we get into a tough spot, he can just toss it onto the ground and we'll have some light.
Okay. You preemptively prepare. Everybody has just like quick draw lighting instruments.
And burning implements, whatever you need.
If there's not anything else, did you all want to start progressing forward? Or are you going to progress forward even though you don't want to?
Was everybody able to hear
Anyways.
that? Was everybody able to hear those noises? The murmuring type sound?
Yeah, you were all able to hear that.
Okay.
I want to rifle through things. I do not trust leaving things unchecked.
That's
Okay,
probably, honestly, a good idea. Given the state that this place has been left in, if we go in further and there's anything left in these houses, it can come after us and we're trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. While they're looking through the houses, I'm going to accompany them. But I'm specifically looking if there's any indication of what might have happened here or where anyone might have gone.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
go ahead.
Gonna cast. Yeah, sorry. Torger's gonna cast the bond spell that he can.
Mm-hmm.
Bouldering bond?
Between he's gonna give it to Finn and Gorbjorn because they're in the front, or they seem to be leading in that direction. So you're gonna get the ability to add 4 to your skill checks or your attacks, and also you also
Is it add a D4? I'm sorry. Is it add a D4
yeah.
or add
You
4?
roll- You
D4.
roll the D4.
Okay.
Also, as an addition now, you also have the ability to protect each other with a bond. And so you can, either of you, if you're within 30 feet of each other, you can use your reaction to grant resistance from all damage to the other, to a creature that's going to attack you. Like you can, if you see Finn's in trouble, you can say, you give him the protective bond, and in that round, if he gets attacked, he's resistant to all damage. Just that one round.
Nice.
Oh, wow. And do we take that damage on ourselves or?
No.
Oh, wow.
Nice. And that takes a reaction, is that right?
No, yeah, the other person takes the damage, yes.
They do.
Yeah, they do. They take the-
So is it the same kind of damage, or is it like psychic or force damage?
No, it's the same type. It's just
Okay.
it just says that you take the damage the other person would have took.
Gotcha.
But that still could be a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I agree. Gorbjorn might not, but
I was about to say, it's probably good to be attached to the barbarian in that, because they can take a chunk of that damage for less.
well, he's my best gal anyway. So
Yeah, you give them this bond. You guys feel there's a bit of hope added to you, Gorbjorn. It is still just that pit in your stomach, but it's still that like Torg has me, and that's nice. And Finn has me as you're now connected to him. You're like, okay, all right.
And Saga was saying that Lady Satyrs got me too. I guess it's gonna be all right.
There's some footing. Anybody who is looking through houses, go ahead and give me. I want perception. Fen, yours was very specific. I want investigation.
okay.
Perception.
6. Oh wait,
Does
no.
anybody need?
7.
Is that we can apply the emboldening
D4.
bond to that as well?
Yeah, ability checks and attacks.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
All
Does
right.
anybody need any help? Or am I okay?
I got an 11.
I think
And-
Saga, you should be the one looking.
Oh, all right. I mean, as long as
You're a
there's
very
nothing...
perceptive young lady.
Okay, but if I see anything super creepy, I'm blaming it on you.
I
That's
Too
just
busy
love,
looking at Fenn's ass.
I love your perceptive young lady, Nana.
The
A
19-year-old.
bit younger
I don't know.
than Saga is.
I mean, it's just in the way Saga
all
behaves.
young
Like we feel like she's like so much smaller than she is.
Who knows how old I am? Not even me.
Not her.
I certainly don't know. What do we got?
Oh, well, that's gonna be a 25.
So Saga, you join the party of anything terrible in these houses. You walk around and it is pretty sparse. You see that there is basically bed. Bed is the setup for these houses for a few people to sleep in. Besides that, you can get the vibe that maybe people left in a hurry. As you look around, it looks like a bit of strewn about like clothing in places as if it was grabbed quickly and some was left behind.
Any of it nice?
No.
No.
No. With each house you check, you don't see shush. Sorry, I'm right next to this AC unit. You don't see anything that you're like, yes, spooky monster hiding in the shadows. Keeping an eye peeled for that. These houses seem very empty. And as you step out of the last house, really nothing even worth taking with you. It's just nothing. But you step out and as your eyes have now started to adjust more to the lack of light, it's still within your like vision, but you get used to it a bit more. And you take like a look at the ground and you can see just these dark stains.
Oh.
Just
All
the
right.
floor is covered in these dark stains and spots, and people probably just didn't notice because they were so prevalent that it's like, oh, it's probably moss or just a wet spot, but it is just dark, deep stains all over the cave floor.
I'm gonna avoid them now. Look at the bottom of my shoe, and then oh no, and then run over to the party. Well, there's definitely nothing in those houses. Everyone just seems like they ran away, and they even left their clothes. But I see why none of them were very nice. But there was some like there was blood all over the ground over there. I think it's probably everywhere.
Oh dear.
See.
Probably means the place is empty and we should probably go then.
Yeah, I think it's good to go.
We're
Gorbjorn.
going to need to take Gorbjorn's point on this.
Sorry, someone said my name. I was like,
Yep. Some of the party is wanting to leave due to the ominous nature of everything around us, and we're wondering if you think we need go deeper.
Well, I'm not saying we need to. I guess whatever.
I vowed I would get back at my family. But I feel this is something worse that we have to take care of. If this gets any worse, escapes, who knows?
Spread out to the outside world.
That would be bad.
Let's face it together.
Well, here's here's an idea, and I don't know if we can accomplish it from here, but if we step outside of this cave, Gorbjorn, you, I, Nanna, Tordrik, we could fell any number of trees, set them ablaze in the entrance to this cave, and smoke out or burn out whatever's in there.
This
That's
cave
how long it would take.
runs
What
deep.
if
We
it's-
don't know how, like, the connection or the fence of air.
What if there are too many to fight?
Then we run.
Oh, yeah.
We need to
We're
make
not
note
here to
of how
get
to
ourselves killed.
make note of how to leave here, even those of us who can't see very well in the dark.
Mm.
Gorbjorn, if you want to continue ahead, I'm with you. You know I've got you, babe.
I just need you to, like, trust me. Like,
I
can't
do.
take the second guessing. My head's already pounding so much.
I do. That's why we're discussing this with you. I trust you. Everyone here trusts you. No one is second guessing you. We're only asking if you still want to continue.
I need to continue.
Then we continue. Come with me. We'll lead the way. You tell me where we go.
Going in the holes.
To the holes. You all start to make your way forward. And there's a part where it kind of veers off, and Gorbjorn, again, it's been so long, but it's just kind of instinctual where you walk. You curve off into a side pass. And at this point, people who do not have dark vision cannot see.
I'd rather we get light out so that everybody can see and lose the stealth.
Dancing lights.
I mean, we've still got Pass Without Trace for like a hot minute, so that'll
Yeah.
help somewhat.
Yeah,
Are dancing
you're-
lights concentration?
It is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Maybe we should have torches all the same.
Well, if something bad happens, I can just let it go. But yeah, then we will be in darkness.
No, the concern is that something bad happens, you're struck, lose concentration, and then half the party can't see.
Well, that's exactly what I said, yeah.
I still have light rock.
produces this light rock that just fills the area with light instantly. I have light rock.
Okay.
That's bright. Put it down. Oh,
Tordrek's
Ah!
been on for
Oh,
weeks.
I dropped the dancing light, so he puts it away, and everything's in darkness again.
all right.
Um,
Let's decide on a source of light and move forward.
light rock.
Light rock.
I'll
Light-
just like carry it in the front.
Yeah.
There you go.
take it
All
as
right.
a beacon and you make your way forward. You all start to make your way further into this cave, and the deeper you go, the worse the smell is.
Yeah.
As you go further down this cave, you can see that there's more like defensive setups, which are abandoned. The only sounds of footsteps you can hear are yours. And then there's another sound. There's that soft, like sighing, breathing sound, which gets louder as you start to make your way forward. And as you're moving, your light scans over what looks like sturdy wooden cages. And your light brushes over one, and then the other, and then to a third one. And inside you can see the source of the sound. Something was left here. And you can see that there is just this twisted mesh of 1, 2, 3 bodies, you don't know. But it is a blob of a being of flesh, partially melted into the cage, and softly sighing. It doesn't make a move towards you. It physically can't. Just sits there and sighs. And you can see that there are
inside a
multiple.
cage.
Yep, there are multiples of this type of creature in the cages. All of them unmoving, just bits of jerking and writhing, but none of them seem to be able to move out of the cages or even inside of the cages. They are stuck in place because their bodies have just kind of like melded into the structure itself. And with that beautiful image, that is where we are going to take our break today.
Yeah,
We are
I need
going
a snack. How about you guys?
everybody go grab
I
a
got a
snack and
cat.
a drink.
It's cat.
There's a cat.
There's cat.
So we are going to take a 10-minute break, and then we are going to, it's real fun, jump right back into it again and continue deeper into this cave.
Boing.
So we'll see you guys in 10 minutes, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, Ten.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to On the Back of Gods, episode 33. We just took our 10-minute break, and where we left off was the party had made their way into the cave known as the Reach, which is an orc stronghold that currently you haven't seen a single orc in.
One.
There's been solid, half an orc in here. You've made your way inside. It seems like it was abandoned in a bit of a hurry, and there are signs of possible violence in the form of dark stains upon the floor. You guys take some of the weapons. You continue in deeper, following a strange sound you hear in the distance. And you end up finding the source of the sound, which is these horrible, corrupted bodies that had become one with the cages they were left in. And you can see that there's about 3 occupied cages. These creatures that just make soft little noises, the sound of creaking wood around them. They make no move towards you. They can't really do much.
This was nicer than my cage.
They got nice cage.
What?
Your parents don't throw you in cages? What? Oh.
Oh, just me?
We need to talk when we're free of this place.
Yes.
Let's just never talk about this.
This place, no. Other things seems like you need it. But aside from that...
What are these cages for, Gorbjorn?
Usually slaves.
So... would these have been... what? Test subjects?
I would have to roll something for that, wouldn't I?
Squints.
I mean, what kind of shenanigans was happening here?
Quite a bit.
Oh boy.
What am I rolling here? Just history?
Yeah, history, I'll give you advantage. It's not like you were into the inner amalgamations of everything, but,
I was mostly in the cage, not like...
Yeah, you weren't helping that much.
Yeah, it's still bad. That's, 9.
Oh.
You would know the extent of, first off, the good assumption is probably that these were slaves. You don't know what their purpose was because there were different types of purposes. So could they have been experimented on in some way? Probably. Could they have just died in here and this is what horrible thing happened to them? Maybe. You don't know. You can't pinpoint, but you have a good guess at least of why they would be in here.
I don't know. I just assume this happened after everybody left. Like, you can't free the slaves when you're running for your own life, I don't know.
Should we put them to rest? Should we start them on fire? Or should we go deeper and try to find what scared things away?
We should absolutely destroy these things. They're no longer of this world. We might be saving them from some suffering, but these don't belong on this world any longer. They should be destroyed, but if we're going to venture deeper into the cave, we shouldn't smoke ourselves out of it. I don't know how I feel about leaving these things between us and our retreat, either.
Doesn't seem as though they're very mobile.
I don't know what these are. Thralls taken by corruption, but we've seen what this corruption can do to things. It gives it strength that no person ever holds.
They also tend to attack a lot quicker than these have done. They seem still.
They need to be destroyed, regardless. But
I agree with you, yes. But I also agree with you and with Ro that perhaps we should not do so before we're on our way out. We could alert, like Rose said, whatever was here that scared everyone else off.
we might also asphyxiate ourselves if we travel deeper into the cave with the fire behind us.
Also true. So, for now, it seems best if we leave them be, just for the time being, and resolve to make our way back here before we leave. Does that seem well?
I'll leave that decision to Gorbjorn.
Fire in cave bad right now. I gather. Let's come back then.
That'd be really
Oh my-
stinky.
Yes.
Be hard to get through the rest of the cave.
That's true. Yes. Let's press onward for the time being and make some marks on our way so that we know how to get back. Fen, you know the usual signs?
Yes.
You guys move past these once people, and occasionally, as you walk by one, you can see bits that just I don't want to say a piece of humanity, but like a recognizable part of a person. Like you walk by and accidentally make eye contact with an eye, and it is just pulling away and moving forward because you can tell that they're aware of you. They just can't do anything. As you all kind of quickly move past them eventually fading behind you as the light follows you all forward. You end up moving through the cave, and you step into a larger area. The cave opens up into kind of a huge, sort of cavernous room. You can see that there are some better constructed buildings in here. There are some dwellings that seem to be a bit nicer. And you can also see a bit further in, built of stone and into the wall, a 40-foot tall circular tower. And Gorbjorn, it is burned into your mind. You have seen this before. Of the things in this place, this is something that speaks to your memory. That tower is a tower of status.
Gorbjorn, has that tower always been here?
Or me. Or my father. I think it was built around great grandfather.
Pulls out chart for family tree. Okay, so
Ancestry.com. Oh yeah.
all right, so,
Orcestry.com.
Right.
yeah. Gorbjorn, you'd also know that further past this tower would be the entrance to go into the very large cave system you are aware of. But you would also know, this isn't something you need to roll for. If something was left behind of importance, it would have been in that tower.
The last place I want to be. Should we check around before we make it to this tower? Also, we can't even see the roof of this thing, right?
You
The roof
can't
of the...
see- of the cavern.
Mm-hmm.
Fen might be able to see like the starting of like stalactites, but it is a very high roof. It is a huge cavern that you know leads into a multitude of deeper caves, which are further back is the entrance to those. But it is just, you can hear the echo of your feet. It is just a a loud, echoey room. But the only sounds you hear currently are your own.
Now, I know my father was important, but he didn't live in the tower. That was for the chief.
Yeah, your father would not have lived in the tower, but you know that he lived close to it.
Mm-hmm.
That he had enough status to be near the tower.
Hey, everybody, let's go check out my old town home.
Guys, come check it out.
Yeah.
This is where I suffered, and this is where I suffered.
Huh. Lots of suffering, huh?
Yeah, this is my favorite corner to cower in.
This is where I'd cry so no one could see me.
Oh my god! Somebody get this poor boy therapy and a hug.
Gorbjorn, you want to go to your old house?
I want to see if there's anything there.
Nana
Okay.
will follow.
Yeah, Gorbjorn, you lead the way now that it's not like tunnels to follow. It's very much like you have to be pointed about where you're going. Like there's no more path to follow as you're like this way. As you move further into this area, you can see that the damage done here is greater than that of towards the entrance. Like the houses were still fine and intact towards the front. You see there is one house that is caved in at the side. It's not like these are made of like in super like, you know, sturdy materials and whatnot, up to code and whatnot. But one of the houses is fully caved in. Gorbjorn, as you approach your old home, you can see that part of it has also been caved in as well. Not as much as like the one that's just fully crushed. It's just basically rubble at that point. But you could get in. You can get inside if you want to.
Orkshaw would have a field day here.
Sorry, I had to. Yeah, I'll be moving some rubble. I want to kind of like really see like if there's any bodies mostly.
If this seems important to Gorbjorn, Nana will chip in.
Yeah. You guys are able to move some pieces. Lucky for you guys, it's not too bad. So you get it so you can at least get in the doorway or a hole near the doorway. Gorbjorn, when you step inside, just because I'm assuming everybody's here to help you and you kind of know what you're looking at and what you're looking for, go ahead and roll me perception with advantage.
Whew, 17.
Okay. You look around and I'm not sure exactly how it makes you feel. You do not see any bodies in the home. You do not see like the dark stains on the ground. This damage either happened later or they were able to avoid being hurt during it. You don't know. But you start to look around a bit, and the thing that stands out to you is just something just from the back of your memory. You see a small chest that looks like it was either not removed, but it has like a piece of rubble that has fallen onto it. But it could be moved if you wanted to look inside.
Oh yeah, I'm moving that.
Yeah. Easy enough. You get it out of the way. It takes you a moment. You open this chest, and these are spoils that your father would have had. You see money inside, gold, copper, silver.
Hell yeah, fuck you, Dad.
Suck it, Dad. I'm going to use this money to be happy.
cut me out of the will you?
I'll take my own cut. You see, it's a good amount of coin in here. It's loose coins, but you see a good amount of coin. You also see what looks like 2 pearl necklaces and multiple bangles. You see 6 gold bangles and 3 silver.
Wow.
That seems to be what's left in here.
That's a lot of shiny in there.
Is there any jewelry?
I'll take one of the pearl necklaces and give it to Saga.
Aww. She's so
Thank
happy.
But anybody wishing, they can grab something out of that. But by all means, I'm just gonna dump the whole thing into my backpack because it's only gold in there.
Basically.
I just carry
You
a
make
bank
so
on
much
my back.
Yeah,
It would
there's
make
nothing
so
else in
much-
there except gold and more gold.
Probably a
An
lot of like
occasional
fabric to
jewel.
keep it from like jingling all the time.
Nah, he's jingling all the time.
I carry your spare
Gold
fab.
jangle, jangle.
Yeah, you can carry my spare fabric.
Hey.
I'll go ahead and give you the count, just so you have it, and you can distribute later if you guys would like to. I don't see you guys sitting in the middle of the cave and being like, so here's 10 for you.
Yeah.
There is 260 gold.
Oh.
That's a lot of gold.
There is 57 copper. And 76 silver.
I got that.
Those seem seems to be the spoils that were left. And now they're yours.
Hooray.
You know? But besides that, there was like an upstairs portion to the house which is gone. The upstairs part destroyed. There seems to be nothing else of note per se. There's some pieces of furniture like a place to eat, but that's about it.
This study would have probably been upstairs, so that's all probably in the rubble, and I'm not taking through that. Besides, I can't even read, so.
I can't even read.
Whatever. Who needs
I
it?
don't even want to know, Dad.
Yeah. Gorbjorn, was this your house?
My dad, he was guard, main fighter for the chief.
I see.
You want to loot more houses?
Well, it might be worth at least checking to make sure there's nothing going to surprise us, but it seems to me whatever may have happened here probably either happened in that tower up there or else somewhere deeper within the caverns.
Is this as deep as the tunnels go, Gorbjorn?
Oh, no. This is as far as the reach goes, but the tunnels, I don't know where they go.
Oh.
Well, we can't search all of them, so I suppose the best we can do is at least stake out the town, see whether or not there's anything to see in the tower, and if we find nothing, then we may have to leave it at that. Would that satisfy you, Gorbjorn? Okay.
I only wanted to know the state of my family and where to hunt them.
Oh,
Do you think they would have... Would they have left this cave the Reach entirely, or would they have gone deeper into the tunnels when presented with a threat?
Depends where threat come from. I know the chief was looking for something. I don't know what. If he got it, I don't assume they would stay long.
I'm not sure how long this place has been abandoned, but I had not heard any word of orcs on the move prior to our departure on our journey.
Oh yeah, we travel underground. We not so friendly, right? So gotta find an alternate route.
Suppose if we find nothing here, then after we've left, perhaps we can do some research, see whether or not we can figure out where they may have come up. Caves all have to end somewhere.
There were bigger orc villages far into caves. We were alone, pretty much. No trade, only resources from cave and from raid.
How much further do we want to go if there are bigger orc villages potentially ahead? I cannot imagine we're welcome in any of them.
No. I just want to figure out and just
Just the Reach.
Just the Reach.
Okay. Did you want to look in any of the other houses? They seem to be in varying stages of destroyed. But the tower itself seems perfectly fine, being made, first off, fully of stone. What would you like to do?
I am scared of that tower, and I want to deal with it last.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think we can spend an eternity searching through all the other houses here, but it may be worth looking to see whether or not any of the ones that were not destroyed harbor anything that might be a threat.
Julian, did you say how many other houses there were in this area?
So it kind of depends how far you want to start walking. But
Immediate vicinity of the
vicinity of the tower.
Yeah.
There's like 5. But there's some further along, and kind of the further you can look, you see that like further, those ones look much more fucked. But the ones closer to the tower, like Gorbjorn's home, are in slightly better condition. So if something was inside of something, these 5 would be the ones where something could actually like be.
Like the rest are just rubble.
Yeah, it's mostly rubble.
Should we split into pairs? Each pair grab 2 houses and investigate, and then reconvene.
Okay.
Gorbjorn, you and I, and anyone else, grab your partner, Dosido.
I suppose. That would work
Dosido
out
being
well.
an old elven stance.
I'd heard of the
It sounds like
Dosido.
Is it like a pastry? It sounds pretty good. I mean,
Oh dear. I've heard tell of a village far off that makes, goodness. Some sort of tree nut cookies. I cannot
It's,
remember what.
you can buy them at Tim Orkton's.
oh, I think I've heard of that guy.
Who are the other teams?
Nana will pair with Saga if that's cool by folks.
Okay. And then
Tordek
Roshan and Tordek will team up. You all split. It's not like you guys are ever more than like 50 feet tops away from each other at least another group at any given time, as you all make your way around. Everybody go ahead and give me perception, but clap your hands. But also, before you start rolling and getting too excited, because you're in pairs, you can either each roll or give somebody in your pair advantage.
I'm giving Ben advantage.
I'm giving Saga advantage.
I'll
give
put
you
out my
advantage, Ro.
dancing lights.
Okay.
Yeah, give me the rolls. Give me that
23.
perception. 23,
Yes.
coming in hot. It's a shame you're not
Hey.
outside looking for drugs.
Sucks to be you, I guess.
I rolled
Um,
double 13s, so that gives me 18.
All right.
Although I'm a little concerned
26.
about the double 13s.
What was it, Saga?
26.
Wow, Saga,
Yeah.
eyes fucking wide open. Dancing lights literally going into like every crevice of like
Yep.
each house you enter. You're like, I'm not getting snuck up on. Also,
Mhm.
pastries, maybe, who knows?
Mhm. Nice
Um,
clothes? No. Wow, they have terrible style.
I will say, Saga, you actually do find some nicer clothes in this area.
My.
It does not seem like particularly like the person who lived here was wearing it. It seems like it was more in a storage thing, like what Gorbjorn found. So it belonged to somebody at some point. But you find a like intricate, like very small, like beaded top.
Ooh.
Doesn't look like it's in the best condition, but you can always fix it.
Ah, it's fine.
And you
It'll buff
also
right out.
find like a sleeve. It's just the sleeve of kind of stained white fabric, and it has sort of like gold thread going through it in place.
Ooh. I think this would look very nice on. Oh, I hope. Do you think Roshan will let me like embroider his cloak or something with the gold fabric? Wouldn't that look so cool? Black and gold. I'm talking to Nana because she's with me. Oh wow.
I missed it. Say again?
Well, I have this gold fabric, and then Roshan has like a black cloak, and imagine like black with gold, and then like in a
Ooh.
pattern, and then I could put
Very
Lady Satyr
striking.
symbols. It would be so cool.
Very striking.
Yeah, you all talk.
That said, I don't suppose you saw anything that looked like a threat, did you?
Oh right.
You're like, oh shit, and then you like make one go under a bed. You're like, okay.
We're good.
Oh, wait,
no
whoa, whoa, whoa,
monsters.
whoa. No
Um,
monsters.
None of you find any threats. There is nothing in these houses. And Saga found the mother lode in the good house, I guess. But there's just nothing of worth. And if something was, it is under the rubble. And you do not see anything living or categorized otherwise. The only thing left, Gorbjorn, as your heart beats faster. Almost, I don't know if part of you was like, God, if there's something to fight in this house, at least I can stay out here and fight it. There's nothing.
No procrastinating this tower, boy.
There's like a moment he would probably go like, maybe we should like move all the rubble. It's like, Gorbjorn! Like,
Gorbjorn!
we're trying this for you. It's just like, okay, go. Okay.
Oh. Nana's just like giving him the pep talk. You're big. You're strong. You can do this, all right?
Big, strong, big,
Big,
strong,
strong, big, strong! And I'll just charge at the tower door.
runs charging up.
Oh, boy. All right.
You burst into the tower and start sprinting up this spiral staircase. I'm assuming the gaggle is in tow.
Just
I was like, shit, am I
trailing
alone?
behind.
You look behind, nobody's there. You're like, no.
We're on our way. You just ran very fast, very suddenly.
The team catches up. You're all kind of jogging up this spiral staircase. And
Getting
being
in cardio.
inside the tower there is a stark difference aesthetically. There is a more of a slight cleanliness to it, even though it has been untouched for some time. It seems, I feel like the best word is organized. As you make your way up the tower and you get to the landing, and you can see that you're in this round room, and you can see there's multiple windows that let you see out. You can see that the area was well furnished. A better dressed bed. There's a table with papers and books upon it, with some stools for sitting. You can also see that there are bookcases. The bookcases themselves are basically empty. There is barely a piece left in the bookshelves. You can also see that there are tables and storage areas that have some other paper goods on them that don't seem to be in a very good state. You can see that there is a table with a mortar and pestle, different types of jars and containers that you can see that there are liquids and things inside of them.
Can't imagine any of those are still within expiration date.
Looking at, I probably can't drink that.
I doubt it.
And you can
Audrey,
also
they've got a job for you.
Oh no!
You also see that there were the kind of pretty average amongst the homes is it looks like people quickly grabbed like first outfit they can grab and went. You can see that there are some clothes sort of strewn about the floor as if I grabbed something and now I had to go. It looks like this room was very well packed up, was the goal. But there are still some paper goods. There's actually like a pretty large scroll still sitting on one of the tables. And there is also a rope that is tied to the table, like onto its leg, and out one of the windows. Gorbjorn, you enter the room first.
Don't see shinies, but I'm hoping I can find a map, maybe some indication of saying like where they're going. I'd probably go for the biggest scroll thing that you were describing.
Yeah. You head over to the biggest scroll as the team runs in. At this large scroll, it's next to the window where the rope is. It has been placed outside of it. You pull open this scroll and roll me survival with advantage.
Ooh, pretty good. Oh, it's dirty 20.
Ooh.
Nice.
You look at it and you instantly recognize what you're looking at. You are looking at a map of the mountain. This is a map of the valley, in much better detail than Ave's map. This thing is not a map of the upper area of the valley of the mountain. It is beneath. And you can see that there was some artistic liberty taken where there were some outlines made to be like where they think Odin is in all of this, where a human's body would lie, like this part looks like the arch of a back. And you can see that the pieces that would be Odin and the mountain are drawn in a much lighter tone. And you can see that drawn thicker and much more detailed is the cave system. And you can tell by looking at this cave system and the artistic liberty taken upon it is that it is in the shape of a wolf. The rest of you enter while Gorbjorn's looking at this map. Is there anything that catches anybody's eye just while they come in?
I feel like Nana's eye would go right to the rope, since it's like leg of chair, out window, right next to where Gorbjorn's standing. Seems kind of obvious. Nana's going to take a quick peek, just sort of like out the window and down, just to try and see if there was anything left attached to the rope.
Yeah. You take a peek outside and you walk over there. You look out the window, looking at the rope. There's kind of a moment of fear as you kind of are like, okay, and there's nothing at the end of this rope. It is a rope that was just thrown out the window, and it stops about 10, 15 feet above the ground.
Well, that would be something of a drop. Doable,
Anybody
but
else?
uncomfortable.
Seeing
Anything else of interest?
seeing that Nana's dealing with the ropes, which was where Fen would have been looking. I'm gonna look at the bookshelf. Are there any books or scrolls or anything remaining on the bookshelves at all?
There's a few, and you go and you look at them.
A few, as in a
A
very few, or like enough to
handful
just
tops. But
enough
I'm
to
going
just
to
like
give
throw
you
them in
more
my bag
information.
and
One second. Let me give you something.
Okay.
As you go to put them into your bag, you can see that first off, nothing else around here has like water damage. Every single book left on this shelf has water damage to it and are near ruined.
Okay. Right. Well, that's what Fen was doing, was looking for books containing information. Information's important. That's what Fen was looking at.
Yeah.
Once Roshan would get up to the room, he would hum a little tune to himself and close his eyes and reopen them black and cast Detect Magic. See if there's anything exciting in the room.
What is the radius, good sir?
30 feet.
30 feet. The things
Does that encompass the room?
Yes, that would encompass the room. The things that pop out at you are the bits and bobbins on the table with the mortar and pestle. The things inside of the liquids seem to illuminate, as if imbued with magic in some capacity. As you take like a glance at those, it does look like nasty fleshy bits. That seems to be the setup of what is in those jars. I will say, if anybody else goes over to any of the other paper goods in the room, because there's a few spots, sadly you were also met with the same situation of water damage. Very deliberate, like, looking water damage. There's not a leak from the ceiling. There's not a knocked over glass. These things were sabotaged. It's very apparent. Gorbjorn, as you look over at, you're looking at this map, a map of a man and a wolf. And you see Nanna come over, and it kind of brings your attention sort of back out of it. And you see her look out at the rope, and you watch as she looks down, and you look ahead. You look forward through the window, past her. And you can see where the entrance to the cave system has been fully caved in. That cave system has been completely closed off to your vision, and there is a mound of rubble further that way. And then you can feel that sensation again, your heart pounding in your ears, and as if something is reaching out for you. There is a hand reaching forward. And your eyes follow down where this cave-in is, and you look at the base, and there is a flash of something gold. And there is an instant need. And it's Gorbjorn's always wanted shinies, but it is a gut punch. And you look at the rope.
And then I jump down the window holding the rope.
Yep.
Gorbjorn! Wait!
Gorbjorn grabs the rope, runs forward.
It's 10, 15 feet drop!
Go ahead and give me athletics or acrobatics. We'll see how that last few feet goes.
9.
Yeah. Boop, boop, boop.
Oh, buddy.
You're gonna take 4 points of damage as you land hard and hit the ground running. You make your way over, running full speed. It is like being pursued, but seeing the exit, seeing what you need to acquire is right there. And you run towards it. And you can see it's right at the edge of this cave-in. Just the only thing sticking out. And you see that it is a bag that, kind of a supplies bag that you recognize as your father's. You know that this belonged to him. And inside of it, you can see that part of it is stained with a liquid that rotted part of the leather. And you can see that there is a golden vase container inside of it. And it tipped over, and most of it is poured out. And when you get to it, you can see the visage of a woman sitting next to it. And she looks at you. And you see it looks like she's looking back and forth, and you can see through her, and you know who she is. And she looks to you, and then she looks back, and she says, "Here, take this. I'll come back for you." And she pushes the bag forward.
I'm just kind of doughy-eyed, just kind of taking it, but not even looking at it anymore. I'm looking at her. I don't know what to say.
Please. 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 Please.
Please.
And she pushes the vase forward, and you can see her face go from this still calm to distress.
So I have it. I'll look at it, I guess.
Yeah, you take it into your hand. There is a symbol drawn upon it.
Oh.
That is the rune carved upon the gold. And you can see that there is some liquid left inside. And all you can hear is her repeating the word over and over again, "Please."
Ugh. My monkey brain is going in 2 different directions. It's just drink strange liquid or just pour it out on the floor. Is this my mom or my sister?
This is your sister,
Okay.
as she tries to offer this to you.
That makes it worse. Then I guess I drink it.
Okay. You take the small amount of liquid left in this container and you drink it. Disgusting. It is bitter to the taste, and it is dark and thick, and it's just disgusting. But she seems so insistent, and when has she ever led you astray? That she wants you to do this. And you drink from this, and then as if drinking from the bowl, your vision darkens. And you feel that sensation of being stuck and trapped as you had in your vision the night prior. And you see that hand again. This hand that reached out before to help you up. This hand that seemed worth trusting reaches towards your face as you are bound by many ropes, stuck to the ground, unmoving. This is your father's hand. It is a false line of help. It won't help you. And there is an instinct, a very primal instinct, as you see this hand before you.
I rage.
Yeah. You rage and you hear one of the ropes binding you pop. And you reach out to bite the hand. You are instantly pulled out of this vision and are now back in the cave as you rage. I would love you to roll a d20, please.
Oh boy!
I have to roll my lucky dice. 6.
Hell yeah. One moment, guys. Freak out amongst yourselves. Please, everyone, take a moment. 6.
What is this?
Okay. You yell out, and you see the visage of your sister one last time before she kind of just dissipates into these lights that flood around you. And there is a protective circle of energy that encapsulates you and then forces outwards. And you watch it slam into the rubble. And there is just a feeling of strength and energy that you had not had prior. You get a +1 to your AC. And if anybody is within 10 feet of you, they also get that bonus.
No, if anybody even followed him out the window.
Well, I mean, we probably all ran down
Oh,
the tower.
you mean like
This
going
is a
forward?
thing that he is.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Emitting.
It is currently going.
Oh,
It's an
okay.
aura.
And as this happens, you can see in the corners of your vision those little speckles that you once saw when you were wearing the ring, becoming hyper aware of your surroundings in this protective circle of light. And as this energy pushes out and hits into the rubble, you watch as one of the rocks tilts and falls. And then another one tilts. And there's the sound of moving rock. And you watch as a hand reaches out, grips onto one of the rocks and pulls itself out. Whatever this is no longer fully formed or could even be considered to have a body. It is just lumps of what was once orcs that pulls itself free, and you watch multiple start to spring up, awoken from this rubble. And we're gonna roll initiative, boys!
I want to say that, like, going back to when Gorbjorn split, I feel like Nanna would have asked somebody to grab, whatever looked like something useful. The map might have been one that caught her eye, and then just charge down the stairs, because she's not going to swing down the frickin' rope. She can't survive a 15-foot drop.
I know it took me like 6 hours to describe everything, but this all happened very quickly. Like, you would have been like, gather everything up, we have to get back down there, and then it would have been like, rah, and then boof, and then it's like, oh shit, things. So it would be like,
oh boy!
kind of in that time frame.
I see. Okay.
Not the greatest of time frames. But you could have possibly like started getting to like the steps after being like, let's gather things and see what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
But that is when the shift in the rubble starts.
Got it. Okay.
Where's my pencil? I found it.
Hooray!
Don't worry, everybody. Found it.
You got my pencil.
I need to like go this way slightly. I would love to know who got 20 and up.
Good rolls ended.
we're done now, boys. 15 and up.
I got an 18.
I also got an 18.
Who would like to go first?
Me, please.
Yeah.
Please do, please do, please do.
Gorbjorn and Nanna.
Makes sense.
10 and up.
10.
Okay. Just like, oh no.
I was about to say, uh-oh.
Saga 10.
I thought
5 and up.
I got a 9.
Okay.
Ooh, and an 8.
And an 8.
Eight.
And then
Yeah.
Tordrick.
Oh, Tordrick.
Torchic got 17. I waved my.
Oh.
Oh, I did not hear you say that.
Believe
Let
it
me
or
throw
not.
Tordrek in there. Yeah, Tordrek is
Oh,
on the move.
Oh boy, he ready.
Fen and then Roshan. Now let me do some rolls.
Mm-mm. Oh boy.
Okay.
The cats are fighting, huh?
Oh, that's
Oh,
not
they were
my
earlier.
cats.
Oh.
They're mine.
Ah.
Ooh.
I got a talker.
I don't know if y'all can see this. I'm just laughing about that.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
no.
Oh, boy.
No! No, no, no! No! You stop it!
Listen, I won't. You certainly can't make me.
What is
Okay.
going on?
And then that one would be okay. Gorbjorn, you watch these things come up around you as you are surrounded by this protective like wave of light that you made yourself. You don't know why, but here it is. And it's helping. I'll take it. These things, you watch as about 5 of them. They're not very big in stature. They're like part of a person at one point. 5 of them are going to run at you. You are currently raging, so you have that going for you. What's your new AC?
So +1, I believe that will be a 16.
All right.
Well, hey.
This cat is very upset. He's like, wow, I'm
I
in
don't know what he's going on about. He's got water and food.
There's nothing to complain about here. So they're
That's
all
how
going to
cats
take
work.
shots at
But
you.
both of them are looking at me like I did something wrong, so I'm like, I don't know how to help you.
Apparently
You
you
ran away from the
insulted their
party.
paternity.
Okay, only one of them hits you. As these things just start pulling out, trying to just scratch at you. They don't wield weapons. They're just lumps of flesh. One of them gets claws on you for halved 3 points of damage as it hits at you. And you can see other rocks shifting.
Oh
And-
no.
That is the end of their turn. Gorbjorn, you are up.
There's 5 surrounding me.
Yeah.
Spin attack.
Yeah, like I have. I'm carrying the golden thing, and I don't want to break that. Bonus action, putting that away and taking out my. I'm gonna call Tooth. And then as for my action, I'm going to disengage and just run to the tower.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck!
What's your movement, Gorbjorn?
40.
Well, goddamn.
Nice.
Okay, you get to the tower. You
Oh,
get
nice.
like at the entrance, or if you want to end up trying to go for the rope, but you know that's a bit higher up. So, but you were there.
I'll guard the door. I'll be the front man.
Yeah. You get to the door, and at the moment you hold position because you just can't go any further anyway. So you're at the ready. That is their turn. Nanna, you're currently the person at the window, and you watched all of that happen. And you watch multiple lumps of flesh pull their way out of the rubble, with Gorbjorn just like roaring and running forward, surrounded by these lights.
All right, we have corrupted. Everybody downstairs, battle positions, get ready to burn things. All right, Nana's gonna make her way down the stairs because she's not crazy. But
I'm not an insane person. The tower is is 40 feet up, so it takes 40 feet to get down.
All right, my movement speed is 40, so that will get me to the floor.
Okay, you are at the bottom floor.
Gorbjorn, how many are we looking at?
5.
I can count to 5. I got this.
It's like I thought, 5 are in front of me. I don't know.
5 were in front of you. Did you see any more rocks moving? Were there more coming?
Oh yes.
All right then. 5 coming! More on the way!
Okay. Nanna, you run downstairs. You are basically at the doorway behind Gorbjorn is where you've gotten to.
Nana's going to draw her bow and arrow, knock one, and kind of like position herself over Gorbjorn's shoulder so that she can kind of run defense for him.
You also got a +1 to your AC.
Yeah.
Hey! I'll take it.
Would you like to take a shot?
If I can see one, yes.
Yeah, you can. These things are starting to become pretty visible, and from the amount of different light-making implements you guys have, there is enough, like, you almost have, like, a lighthouse above you at the moment, and the lights are, like, perfectly angled, like, out the windows, and the window was perfectly angled at the pile of rubble. So you're like, oh, that's useful for right now.
Oh, how convenient.
I'll take it.
All right.
So, yeah, you can take a shot.
All right then, I will. I'm going to shoot my longbow at whatever nearest asshole I can find.
Go for it.
Wait, I need that one. Yes. It would have been a bonus action for me to draw that, so I can't use my bonus action to hunter's mark
You
this.
can draw. You can draw. That's your free object interaction. It's just switching between ranged and melee I have an issue with.
Understandable. That is fair. In which case, I will use my bonus action to hunter's mark the one that I am going to shoot at.
God, I keep going to reach for things I don't have with me. I'm like, let me grab my mark for concentration. Nope.
Oh,
Oh.
Jillian.
I'm doing fine. Yeah, you hunters mark one of them?
I do, yes. And in so doing, ooh, golly, that's going to be nice. That's a 25 to hit.
That certainly hits.
Fantastic. So then adding my hunter's mark damage, that is 8 points of piercing.
It literally pops.
Ugh.
It
Go
hits
then.
bursts and is then mush on the floor.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. Drawing another arrow. Oh, it's awful. Be careful, they pop.
You have another attack?
Oh God, I do. It's been so long. Yes, I'm going to attack again.
A million years.
A million years in the dungeon. God, that's not going to do it, I don't think, unless
tell
their
me-
AC is shit.
Tell me what it is.
11?
That hits.
Oh, wow. Okay. 14 points of piercing damage.
Another one pops.
Oh, God, I hate it. Draws another arrow, gets it ready for the next attack, and that's it for her.
Okay. Tordrek, you're up. You are currently at the top floor. Nanna whips down the steps. You can look out, basically see out the window that there's just a few of these creatures starting to shamble forwards.
Tordrick will roll down the stairs.
All right.
As she hops on down, he'll roll down.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's not want to make it down there.
Yeah. Would you like to dash to get down?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can, if you dash, you can get outside of the tower. But that's up to you if you'd like to.
I just he wants to get in a position to help with the creatures.
Okay.
That's, I mean, he's just like totally want to help Gorbjorn. He's down there. They're
Okay,
calling off
I'm gonna
numbers.
put you outside next to Gorbjorn then, because Nana's sort of, kind of taking like the doorway. So you're like, if I want to help, I gotta be
Yeah.
here next to my man.
I mean, if you want Nana to move, she will.
Yeah, he can get past you guys.
He'll crawl under your legs if he
He's
has
like,
to.
whoop, and there he goes.
Woo! There he is.
He's good
Yeah,
at that.
Tordrick, you dash and you are in position. Any bonus action?
Yeah, he's gonna cast spiritual weapon with his bonus
Okay.
action. And what happens is this looks like a club, but it's made of coral and different pieces of the sea. And maybe a starfish sticking out of it or two for good measure. It's gonna start moving towards the creature, one of the creatures to attack it.
Yeah, and you can set it like 60 feet away, right? So you can.
Yes.
Yeah, you can set it right next to one of the creatures.
Yep. So next round he'll be able to attack with it.
Cool. Saga, you're up.
I'm gonna run up to the window and look out. Does it look like there's a lot of them still?
You can physically see that there are 3 of them, like that you can or 1, 2, 3, and then you see shifting of rocks in multiple spots back there. You know there's more coming.
Are they really far away? Like, if I were to have something that lasted 120 feet, would I be able to reach?
Oh, you certainly got it.
Oh, then I'm gonna stay up here. Well,
That's fair.
I got you guys.
So I got you. So I was looking at my character sheet the other day, and I was like, oh wait, I only have 6 spells when I should have 7, so I got another spell, guys.
Wow.
Wait, I'm only level 6 when I thought I was 7.
See, I did that, and then I looked back, and I think I removed some spells, and then I didn't add. So
We love you, Saga.
I don't know how to play D&D.
Neither do we.
We're all
making
figuring it out as we go.
Easily knows as much as anybody else in this party and claims she doesn't know how to play D&D. I love it.
So I'm going to cast this new spell that I learned called Saga's Super Squids. Yes, it's Melf's Minute Meteors, but it's fine. It's Saga Super Squids. And so a bunch of 6 squids are gonna start rotating around my head, and they're all on fire. And
Flaming
squids! And I'm just gonna square up, and I'm gonna get ready because it says in the spell as a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns thereafter. So I don't think I can shoot any now, but I'm gonna prepare.
Yeah, you're
Right.
like, oh, I'm ready.
Is that
Yes.
concentration?
It is concentration, so dancing lights does drop.
But we still
So
have
we
the right lock.
Yeah,
Right
we still have the
You have
light,
light
rock.
rock.
Light rock.
Light rock.
And also Gorbjorn is illuminated. Gorbjorn is a beautiful spectacle of light currently, which is helpful for you, Nana.
Very.
So,
Small side note, Gorbjorn is always a beautiful spectacle of light.
That is true.
He doesn't
That is
need
true.
beautiful spectacles of light to be a beautiful spectacle of light because he already is one.
We're just
Yeah.
saying it because it's true.
Fen, you're up.
All right, Fen's gonna gently elbow Saga out of the window. Like, we're gonna have to work together on this. And he's gonna lean out, and how many of these things can I see?
You can see 3.
All right, are they all coming down a pretty focal path?
They are.
Are they coming from like all angles, or like they're gonna have to like bottleneck at some point if they're gonna attack Gorbjorn? And
I mean, they're coming from currently like pretty much straight on to an extent from. this
okay,
window.
so my first. You know what? I'm gonna target one of these things. No sharpshooter, just shooting right at one.
Okay.
That's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 8 points of damage.
That one pops.
All right. Another
Don't trust
one.
them
Next one.
popping.
Again, no sharpshooter. Just aiming at this thing.
Yep.
A 16 hit.
Yep.
That is it's 5 points of damage.
Yep. Pops.
Okay, and dread ambusher attack. That definitely hits. And that's 7 points of damage.
And pops. There are currently none visibly in play. So the ones that have just climbed out, littered with arrows and drop dead.
Alright. And Fenn's gonna use his movement to just like roll back out of the window and let Saga have her vantage point again.
Okay.
Aha.
That is good.
Saga, you see how I
Roshan.
did that? You just we get out of each other's way, and each of us take our turns. Very good. Thank you.
Rules for everything. Okay.
There's so many rules for
Just
murdering in the
suggestion.
cave. Roshan, you're up.
Roshan is going to toss the light rock out the window and then start making his way down the stairs.
Okay.
Hey.
Free action, yeet the light rock.
Free action to yeet rock.
Would you like to dash to get out with the team, or would you like to?
Yeah, I'll dash and
Okay.
I'll stay in the relative safety of the tower antechamber.
Okay.
So behind Nana?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You square up down there. Anything else, Roshan?
That's it.
So
Oh boy.
you watch as the rocks begin to shift and move, and you watch as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
No!
7,
Oh
8,
god.
9,
How many of your relatives were here,
11,
Gorbjorn?
12,
I'm not related to them all.
13,
Okay.
15 of these lumps climb out of the rubble.
My lumps. My
and
lovely
they're gonna start
orchid
running
lumps.
forward.
Check them out.
Stop it!
They've used most of their movement to get like out of the rubble itself, but they all just start wobbling towards you guys on their kind of feet. And here they come. Gorbjorn, you're up. You watch as all these dudes pop up and they just start shambling, like real, just weird and fleshy.
How far away are they?
The closest one is about 25 feet away.
Okay, I don't want to like leave knowing my aura of protection is around like practically everybody right now. So
Yeah.
bonus action, switch to javelin.
Cool.
Be good. What? Where's that? Oh, I'm at inventory, not actions.
Where am I?
So that's 13 to hit.
Yeah, 13 hits.
So that's 8 damage.
Splorch, that thing, javelin hits into it and it just pops around it.
Oh, I hate it.
Well, you guys
I-
don't like the popping? Is that an issue?
Can I take out another one, or is that still...
Yeah, you can take out another one. I'm chill with
Okay.
that. No longer switching.
That's a 10 though.
That hits.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
These
These
things
things
are
don't-
literally just like
Yeah, they're not dodging.
They're
They're just running.
balloons. That's 5 damage.
balloons
Um,
full of meat.
And another javelin pops that one. 2 of them go down.
Okay, I got
Oh,
4
I
of those
hate-
left.
You're like, all right, they'll get to us eventually, maybe. Anything else, Gorbjorn?
Nope.
All right, Nana, you're up.
All right. Nana's going to goodness. I don't know if Hunter's Mark can kind of like shift.
It shifts as a bonus action, right?
Bonus
Mhm.
action to move it.
It does. It's just like we had kind of a little bit of space where there was nobody out there. Is it possible for me to still go ahead and switch it to a visible enemy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The
Boom.
thing
I
is,
do
it's like
that.
you mark like a dead body, and it's just like
Yeah,
it still
it's just
goes.
currently a dead marked body, and you're like, gross, something else, please. Next.
Cool. Okay, so bonus action switcheroo to the next visible body
Yeah.
that's not dead.
Yeah,
Or
I'm going to
not
tell you
moving?
just from your positioning, you can hit things. It's just you can only hit the things like dead on of the doorway. So there are
Mhm.
still things to hit in that area. But it's just you can't angle the side ones.
Okay.
So I'm just saying that there are some you cannot hit from your angle, but you can hit some still.
Okay. All right. I mean, some down is more than none, and I'm fine with that.
Go for it.
Because they need to go away. As soon as possible. Longbow! Okay. That's a 12 to hit.
12 hits.
Fantastic. 10 points of damage.
Splorch gone instantly.
I hate it. Ugh. Disgusting. So I'm assuming that that's the bonus action. I already moved. I don't get
Yes.
Hunter's Mark on this
Correct.
next one. Okay.
You don't need it.
It doesn't seem like it as yet, which I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, but we'll see.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't you?
No. What'd you get on your shot?
15 to hit.
That hits.
Fantastic. That's going to be 6 points of damage.
Splorch, another one bites the dust. It is now just a growing pile of just splorch.
Oh.
You guys are keeping them at bay a good bit, but there are still 11 of them. Still 11 of them that have climbed out.
Not a fan
Anything
of
else,
that.
Nana?
I mean, unless somebody needs Nana to go elsewhere, she'll stay in this vantage point. It's been pretty good so far.
Okay. Tordrek, you're up. You are currently outside next to Gorbjorn. You can see them popping like balloons. Your weapon is still out. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna move out of the way to make so if anybody else wants to get into that area, because I'm kind of there's three of us kind of all jumbled there together. He's gonna. He'll go ahead and move a little bit to his left if there's space for that.
Yeah.
And he's gonna wait till they get closer, but he will use a spiritual weapon and attack.
All
Knock
right.
one of them in the back of the head.
Go ahead and attack with spiritual weapon.
Oh my god. I rolled a 1.
Oh gosh, what does it add up to? Just to
7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay, 7 does not hit. Your spiritual weapon has multiple around it, and it swings wide, hoping to hit one of them, but just does not make contact. Just because they're so squishy and kind of bouncy. Is there anything you'd like to do action-wise, or hold an action?
He's gonna cuss at that point real loud and
Action, damn it!
Shoit!
Action.
exactly. Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, bollocks.
Damn it.
Poodle, are you allowed to swear?
No, my god's cool.
All right, then.
Anything else, Tordrick?
No, that's it. He's just waiting to till they get a little bit closer, and yeah, he's not.
So he's just he's prepping. Okay.
Yep.
Saga, you're up. The window is now available.
What's that? Alright. I'll pop outside the window and look around. And I want to see if there's an area where they're kind of clumped up a little bit.
There's a couple clumps.
Clumps? Okay. Well, I'm going to take 2 of my small squids and say, "Get 'em, boys!" And the 2 are gonna rocket like little missiles and smash into the ground and explode like them. And they need to make a dex saving throw.
I can't imagine these things are very dexterous.
Is this a radius thing, and how big is the radius?
Each creature within 5 feet of that point. So I'm just gonna try to get two clumps.
Ooh! Oh, you're gonna hit so many things. Okay.
Hell yeah!
Honestly, roll the damage
Yay.
for me real fast, because
Okay.
I don't know if it's worth me rolling these throws, these dexterity saves.
It's not an insane amount of damage. It's just.
Oh,
it's
don't you
just
worry.
It's insane
7
to these.
points.
Oh
7
yeah.
points of fire damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Saga!
7, 8, 9. You hit
In 5
2
feet?
Yeah, there were 2 big clumps, and they were all within like 5 feet of each other.
Ha dumbasses!
You take 9 out, and there's now just 2 in play currently. Saga's like, nailed it. Anything else, Saga?
I high five my other boys.
You just
and then,
high-fiving squids before you take your step out of the
Yep.
the window.
Then I back off.
Fen, you're up.
All right. not knowing when the stream of these things is going to stop, I'm going to draw an arrow from my bow, and I'm going to aim 20 feet in front of the people that are guarding the door at the bottom of the tower, and I'm going to cast Spike Growth on that arrow, and I'm going to loose that arrow into the ground.
Nice.
So if you want the details on that,
Just
let me
the
know.
Radius and how it's activated.
It's 20-foot radius, so it'll extend out a total of 40 feet in front of the door. It'll end right at their feet, our party mates' feet. And if they walk into it, they take 1d4 damage per 5 feet of movement.
Okay.
If they notice it, they can move carefully through it, but if they don't notice it, then they're fucked. And I will I'll use my bonus action to say, well done, Saga, very good.
Thank you.
You could just, everybody up top's just super casual. They're like, oh, your turn? Thank you.
It's the sniper team just up top there.
Sniper team's in it to win it.
I love it. I'm living for it right here.
Is that everything, Finn?
That is everything, yeah.
Okay. And then
Because I didn't actually attack on my turn, so I don't get a second attack.
Yeah,
So-
you take a step to the side, window now available. Roshan, you're up.
There's only a couple left, right?
Yeah, there's a couple over there. And then you watch like kind of a sneaky spike growth hit the ground because you watch the arrow hit.
Yeah, so Roshan's going to hold his hands out to the side and get ready to make a little shatter thunderclap if there's a nice big juicy group that rises out of the rubble.
Okay. So
Or one big guy too. Who knows? I don't know.
whatever
knows?
rises up, you ready in action to cast shatter when a possible next wave happens, if it is to be done, or there's just two stragglers that are going to die in the vines, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll
who
find
knows?
out.
So you prepare yourself and you're like, okay. You cast this magic. Gorbjorn, you're kind of taking stock of the people around you. Like the way your magic is affecting them now, this energy around you. And you hear Roshan kind of doing like his magic that he does where he murmurs under his breath. And you glance back at him. And he's behind you and it looks like he's starting to cast a spell. Huge, and on his back, it is a darkened shadow of a humanoid body just leaning on his back. Roshan isn't standing like there's something big and imposing pressing on him, but you can certainly see it as you glance back like,
Is it just like a normal humanoid body, or is it actually like bigger, like a shadow kind of like on the wall?
It is definitely humanoid in shape. It is slightly bigger, mostly because of just like it almost looks like smoke emanating off of its back as it just kind of is leaning over him. You see that behind you, and then your attention is brought back forward to the sound of the movement of rocks. And you watch as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more pop out. And then a rock shoots off out of the rubble.
Oh no.
Skids across the ground.
Oh no.
And you see the first part of one of these mangled lumps. And then another one. As it starts to pull itself up, standing much taller than any of you, as tall as the tower near stands. This thing begins to pull itself up out of the rubble.
Oh boy!
A mass of orc bodies twisted together, and you can see that different weapons poke out and jut from different spots, muscled arms gripping it as this thing rises from the rubble and makes its first step forward. And that is where we will stop for tonight.
No.
Exit stage left.
Great!
Cool, good stuff, guys. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. We truly appreciate it. All of you being here with us, getting to hear a story, because we love telling a story, and we love horrible, fleshy orc piles that are coming to kill everybody. You know,
Orc balloons.
Flesh balloons, you know. Pop
Yay.
flesh.
So, thank you guys for being here.
Go Gorks.
We
99
have
dead orc balloons.
different shows and.
Oh, yeah, no,
Oh,
you
I
made
finally
me
broke
want-
her.
Yeah,
You broke her.
we broke her. Thank you
Well,
for
we
the
had
That
a
did it.
wonderful
reference.
night.
It's
Shattered
It's-
everything.
What's happening tomorrow?
yeah. Frank.
Hey,
Oh no, there she is.
yeah.
Oh, is that-
You know, you compliment the internet at a hotel and then it breaks.
That's
Frank,
why you can't have nice things.
I can't. Frank, you want to tell me what happens on Tuesdays?
Yeah, we play D&D here
Hell yeah.
on the Dice Cult. We start at 6:30, usually around 6:30, 6:45. Pacific time. We can never start on time. But yeah, if you show up 5 minutes late, don't worry, you won't miss nothing.
Yeah, that's
But
the
yeah, we're
D&D
rocking
life.
and rolling through the storylines, and all kinds of fun stuff's happening. Mushrooms. There's always mushrooms.
Mushrooms, man.
Mushrooms.
Mushroom. Badger.
Abby, could you tell us what's probably happening this Wednesday? I've been hearing some possible cool things.
Oh.
I can't promise nothing or nothing. I don't know if you've
I-
heard
neither
about
can-
cool things.
Neither can I, because nothing is confirmed. But hey, there might be something interesting going on. It's
Maybe.
not normal. Maybe.
Not the normal
I think-
interesting thing.
Just tune in to figure it out.
Yeah.
'cause
Hey, if you want
I'll
to
need
keep
do the
posted,
same.
posted about what's going on, maybe something cool's happening on Wednesday. I don't know. If you follow the Dice Cult on Twitter at the Dice Cult, you'll probably see an update there, and maybe you'll hear about something cool. Maybe not. I don't know. Keep you posted. Also, if you're interested, I believe this week on Friday on our YouTube channel, we are going to be posting one of our one-shots that we played. So if you haven't followed us over on YouTube, you can go watch that. We are the Dice Cult over on YouTube, and that's where you can also find all episodes of all of our shows and whatnot, especially on the Backs of Gods. We are up in there, boys.
We sure are.
Also on Saturdays, we have our spooky, scary, hoary Saturday new show.
Only when
Wrong
baby is
Saturday.
playing.
New show, much more interesting. We interchange between Vampire the Masquerade and Call of Cthulhu, and this week is Call of Cthulhu.
Woo!
So if you're interested in watching something a little different, you can head on over there. If you want to get the schedule for what we do, you can go to our About page on Twitch, and you can get all the information you want. Also on the About page, you can join us over on the Discord. So there's plenty of stuff you can do. We are here every Monday, same time, same place, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to see art for On the Backs of Gods, or you want to keep up with us, we are on Twitter and Instagram at Backs of Gods.
And you know you want to keep up with us.
Yeah, the art. Ooh boy, the art. That's what I'm here for. So we will see you next week. Will this background be the same for me? Probably not. Who knows? Keep it interesting, keep it spicy. Thank you guys for being here. We truly appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.